During the video, we're going to be covering casework tools in Fireside. We'll go over how to start new cases, how to manage your cases on the My Cases page and review those cases in your system, how to update agency contacts, how to create and edit form letters in Fireside, how to review your case reports, and how to get help. To start a case in Fireside, there are a few actions you can take. The first is using our instance search in the upper left corner. In Fireside, we operate under the mantra of one constituent, one record. And here in the instance search, you can find any constituent record in Fireside just by typing in a simple search query. You can use first name and last name, or you can use other contact information for a person. In this case, I'm going to type in Franklin, and then the start of Franklin's email, help@fireside21.com. And you'll see as I start to type, the instance search finds and pares down those search results to get me the person I need. From here, I can go to our snowman icon, this item with 3 dots, click it, and choose Start a Case. This will take us to our Start a Case slide out, where I can then enter information about the case before starting it. For any case, you're going to need to enter a case description, and this is going to be a descriptor that adequately explains why you're starting this case for the person. So here I'm going to say Franklin needs help getting his Social Security checks. You can also attach any files you like that you've saved to your computer, something like a privacy release form. Down below, you'll have some other options. You can choose an agency if you know the agency and agency contact that you're going to work with on this case. This is an instant search, so I can start typing in Social Security Administration and select it here. As soon as the agency is selected, I then will have an option to choose from my list of agency contacts. And I'm going to use Jeffrey. Note that you can always add a new agency or agency contact from this page as well. Finally, I need to decide who in my office is going to be handling this case. I'm going to assign it to James since he does Social Security cases, and I can send him an email notification. On the right-hand side, you're going to get more information about the constituent in general. If you've selected the incorrect person, you can always hit Change Person, and that will give you an instant search, just like the one I showed you before, to find a new person in Fireside. Once you've found that person, you can select the profile to lock that person in. The other place in Fireside that you can go to start a new case is here at the plus button. And just select Start a Case, and you'll be presented with the same Start a Case slide out that I just showed you before. You can search for your person here, lock them in, or if the person doesn't exist in your system, add a new person, and then enter in the information below. Once you have everything selected for your case, you can go ahead and click Start a Case, and that will take you right into the case file. In terms of layout, we're going to present you with the person's name at the top, as well as the case number. And over on the right-hand side, we'll give you several action items. You can print your case here. You can use the snowman icon to reassign your case to another staffer, or delete it if it's a duplicate. You can use the status drop-down to change the status of your case, and we have a number of status options here. New is for a case that is still awaiting a signed privacy release form, and you also have an option to select that outright. You also have pending, which is used whenever you have the signed privacy release form, and now it's a pending case that you're actively working on. And of course, we've got some closed options for when it comes to a stop. Below that, we've got a few tabs. One is the Overview tab, where you'll see the primary agency listed. You'll also find the description that you entered in to start the case, and you can click that to edit it. You also have the assignee in your office handling the case, and you can click Change to reassign that to another staffer. The People tab will show you the primary constituent and anybody else who's assigned to your case. You can always hit the plus button to add a new person to your case and type in whatever information to find that person, just like so. And click Add to Case to include them. This can be helpful if the constituent is an elderly person and you're working with their adult son or daughter on that case. You can add them, and then anybody added to the case can be easily added to outbound messages for case handling. The Files tab will give you all of the uploaded files to your case, and any file added to the case can be added as an email attachment. And the draft messages section, I'll show you in a bit once we start adding emails and letters. But this will be where you can find some saved draft messages. Down below, we're going to have a notes and correspondence section where you'll see all of your case notes added to this case, as well as any other actions that have occurred. And you have an all history section as well. You can also set a reminder for your case. And setting a reminder will trigger an email notification straight to your Outlook that alerts you need to come back and review the case and take some action. It's always a good idea when leaving a case reminder to also set an internal note. I'm going to leave a note that says, need to follow up with constituent about the privacy release form. And save. Now, when this email notification is sent to me, I'm going to have a link to the case. I'll be able to check out my last note, and I know what action I need to take. Finally, up at the top, you've got an option to add case tags to your case. And this can be another way to organize your cases and group them. And using case tags, you can find similar cases on the My Cases page, as well as using the Audience tool. So this can be a nice way to group them by more micro issues rather than a larger agency tag. Within any case, you can also send email or letter correspondence to people included on your case or anybody in Fireside. To send an email, simply click Email, and you'll be switched over to our email editor, where you can add a recipient, you can edit the subject line, and you can also CC and BCC people to the email. To add a recipient, click this box, and by default, anybody who appears on your case will be listed first. You can also use this as an instant search to find anybody else in Fireside that you might need to message. If you want to include yourself as a CC, this is a great place to do that so that you can get a copy in your Outlook account. You can add as many people as what you like to the CC field or to the BCC field. The subject line can be edited to whatever you like. This may also be filled in automatically when you select a form letter. Down below, you've got an editor where you can start typing in any text that you like. You could say, "Hi, Scott. I'm contacting you about your recent casework request. Please fill out the attached privacy release form and return it to me. Thank you." After about 10 seconds, we will automatically save the message, and you'll be able to preview that response. And you'll see it has a very basic format. Another option that you can use is our form letter canned response icon. So here we could delete out what we just typed, and we could use our available form letters in Fireside. Simply type out the form letter that you need to use. and that will automatically pre-fill your editor with the text you need. You can also update the template that you want to use for this email, and you'll have an option to change your default template down below. Whenever you close this, you'll be able to preview it using the preview button in the upper right. And this will give you an idea of how that looks whenever you're going to send it out. Note that any attachments that are already added to the form letter will be included down below. You can X them out to remove them, or you can use the attach files icon to add any files that have already been uploaded to your case or directly from your computer. You also can click the star button to mark this email as a high priority so that any agency contacts receiving the email or the constituent note that. In the lower right-hand corner, you've got a trash can to discard any changes. And finally, in the upper right, you've got the send option to send out your email. Now note, because this is already saved, we now have a draft message stored here in the draft messages tab. If we were to navigate away from this page and come back to this page, we'd be able to find this message and restore it by going to this tab here. I'm going to go ahead and send out this message just like so. And you'll notice then down below in our notes and correspondence section, we now have a copy of that email. After sending out the email from Fireside, your recipient can then respond in kind. That response is going to come right back into Fireside, and you'll see it here listed in the notes and correspondence section down below. Of course, there will be times when you're working with an agency that doesn't handle email at all, and you may have to send a letter to that person. To add a letter to your case, click Add Letter, and on the next page, you'll want to give a description for that letter. So we're going to send our agency open letter, and we're going to choose a recipient. This time, Jeffrey Smith is our agency contact. We'll look for our form letter, select it, and then create. And this will add a letter to our case. From here, we can then see a preview of that letter, see any notes, edit the recipient if we choose, or change the form letter. If we want to edit this form letter, all we need to do is hit Customize, and that will give us a pop-up. From that pop-up menu, we need to first download the form letter that's in Fireside so we can edit it. That will give us a Word doc that we can open in Word and edit from there. Once your Word doc is open, you can then edit it freely. Just like so. After you're satisfied with the edits you've made, you can come up to the upper right and choose File, Save As. Make sure to save the document to your desktop with a name that you recognize. So here we're going to do Case Letter Edits. And it'll save it as a Word document, and we're going to save it to our desktop. Once finished saving, you can close it out, and then once back in Fireside, you now need to upload those edits to the letter. Choose the file from your desktop. Here's that file. And save. And after a quick refresh, your edits will be listed in the preview and you'll be all set. Once you're satisfied with the letter, you can choose to print it from the upper right menu. You do have an option here to edit the letter further. You can also save it for later. Here you can print it from Fireside, or you can delete it. The close option should only be used when you are fully done with the letter and do not need to make any further edits. If we do not close the letter, back in our case, that letter is going to be listed as a draft message, so you'll be able to find it and open it for later editing. If you've closed that letter, it would then be listed down below in the Notes and Correspondence section. Now that we've handled a case, let's go take a look at where we can see all of the cases assigned to all staff in your office. That would be on the My Cases page, here under Casework, My Cases. The My Cases page is a great tool for you because you can find any case in Fireside, whether it's open or closed. On the page, we've got headers here that will allow you to sort by constituent name, agency, reminder date if one is set, and most recent modified date of a case, and created date. You also get a quick preview of what the case is about here in the main bar. In the upper right, we've got an icon to print, as well as an icon to start a new case. And in the filter section down below, you can choose how you want to view your cases on the page. For instance, you can view cases by a particular status, so all cases that are pending would show up if you selected this status filter. You can view cases by a particular agency, reminder date, assigned staffer, casework tag, or contact name. The contact name search here in the lower right is the best one to use to find a particular case by constituent name. It's an instant search, so all you need to do is start typing in the name of the constituent, and you'll see it populate here. You can select it, and then once you click it, all of the cases assigned to the particular staffer listed here will appear for you to review. You can click on the name of the constituent to view that case. Also on the My Cases page is our activity inbox. This activity inbox is going to house any emails that have been sent into your account that were not tied to any particular case. Here on this page you can review that email and see who it's from. This will give you details on which case it should be added to. And using the snowman icon over on the far right, you can add this to a case, you can start a new case from it, you can reassign it to a different staffer in your office, or if it's junk mail, you can delete it. Now let's head to form letters in Fireside. By going to Casework Form Letters, we can create and edit any form letter in our library. On this page, you'll be able to sort through your active form letters by name, status, staffer, and most recent updated date. You'll see the form letter by name here, and you can use the search at the top to search by form name or body text. Along the right, you'll have some filters where you can also review your form letters by assigned staffer, so you could see how many form letters are assigned to you, but you can also see form letters based on status, including any that have been closed and archived. To create a new form letter, simply click the plus button, and on the next page, give your form a name. You can set a status as assigned, pending approval, approved. You can also assign this to a different staffer for drafting, and you can send them an email notification. Down below, we recommend that you choose Casework only for your form letters, but if you do think that you're going to need them for responding to regular mail records in Fireside, Anywhere is the best option. Once set, hit Create, and that will take you to our form letter edit page. Here you'll see a preview of the form letter text based on the original template in your system. Over in the upper right, click Edit Document, and just like we did when we were editing that individual case letter, you'll first download, open it up in Word, and then here you can make your changes. Once you've made your changes, again, we want to do File, Save As, and save it with a name we recognize. So we'll call this the Agency Open Form, and we'll save it to our desktop so we can find it easily. Once you've made those changes, close out, and then again, upload it to Fireside to lock in those changes. Once you're satisfied with the text of your form letter, there are other details over here that you can edit if you see the need to do so. After you've edited the letter version, you do need to switch over to the email version to make sure that your email text is ready for use. Note that you do not need to retype any of the text that you just typed out when editing the letter. You can go to Copy from Letter and choose Plain Text Recommended. That will copy over all of the text straight from your letter version. Once you do that, make sure to hit Save, and that will lock in your changes. Be sure to always preview your emails so that you can see how it looks in your email template. We'll take a look at the Jane Letterhead email template, because this is built to look like it's going out on letterhead. As you'll see, there are extra signature blocks and extra date blocks that we need to remove. Let's go ahead and remove those from the body here just by deleting the extra date and the extra signature here. And now preview again. Now you'll see we've got only one date block and only one signature. So this is all set and ready to go, and you can send yourself a test email to see how it looks. Note that you can also edit the subject line so that anytime you use this email, that subject will be automatically applied. And you can also upload attachments for the same reason. Whenever you assign this as an email to a case, that attachment will be included right away. This is all that's needed then to edit a form letter in Fireside. And now once you've edited both the letter and email, it's now ready for use with your cases. To edit agencies in Fireside, head to Casework Agencies. On this page, you're going to see a full listing of all the agencies in your system. And when you click on a particular agency, you'll then be able to see your agency contacts over to the right. To edit an agency, you can click on the name of the agency here and then go over to the snowman icon on the far right. Click Edit Agency, and here you'll be able to edit the name of said agency and then save. You can also delete an agency out of Fireside from here. And to add a new agency contact to any of your agencies, click the plus button here. And when the person populates, you can then add them to the agency as a contact. And you'll see them reflected here in the list. You can remove any agency contact from an agency by using the trash can here. and you can create new agencies by clicking the plus button here. The Reminders section is found under Casework Reminders, and this page is going to show you all of the reminders that are set on any case file in your system. You'll see the date on which the reminder was set, the name of the constituent, which if you click will take you to the case, the status and description of the case, and then you have filters on the right where you can sort these by individual staff in your office. This is a nice page to go to if you're reviewing cases for a staffer while they're out on vacation. Reporting in Fireside is found on the reporting graph icon here in the lower left, and for casework, you'll find a few reports listed here. On any report in Fireside, you'll be able to click the question mark in the upper right to get a brief sense of what's contained on the page. This is the Open Casework report, which displays, as it says, all created and completed cases for any given date range. So here, you can set a start and end date, choose whether or not you want to view inactive staff as well, and update. And then you'll get a sense by staffer how many cases have been processed during that given period of time and how many are left at the end, with office totals at the bottom. We have a few other reports listed here, as well as our advanced reports, which you can check out at your leisure. I hope you enjoyed today's video on Casework tools in Fireside. If you do have any questions, you of course can get help from us by clicking the little Get Help icon in the lower left. Here you'll see that we have our phone number listed here as well as our email, along with a link to weekly training site and tutorials. You of course can always make use of our chat feature as well, and that is located in the lower right hand corner. Just type us a message and we'll be there to help.